Hello and welcome back to Trial of the Seven Kingdoms, and we're going to be attacking this hideout here. I'm very thankful that I was able to find this task because, let's face it, these kinds of tasks are very difficult to come by, at least for me. I don't know, maybe my personal experience has just been a bit lacking in that regard, but in my opinion, this is probably one of the best for a variety of reasons. Oh yeah, someone actually mentioned that I think I can... Yep, that is indeed the case. So basically you don't have to click as much, you can pretty much hold down control and then you can just get rid of basically every single thing there. Hold down control and press the negative sign on the actual unit, so you don't have to take all these guys in randomly, which is actually amazing. Really appreciate that, to be honest, so thank you very much for letting me know. And otherwise we're just going to be taking the same kind of guys that we took in before. I'm just going to take 8 of them. Actually we're going to take 7 plus myself, and we're going to go in there and see what we can do. Now I'm very much hoping that I'll be able to level up my proficiency as well, because it's been a bit of a mixed bag, really. A bit of a mixed bag about my own performance and my own ability to level up. And hopefully... Oh, okay, a little bit of damage. A little bit of damage. Oh, not too bad, not too bad. And there we go, he's dead. Okay, maybe we can get a long-range shot on this guy. Good luck. Good luck. I'm never going to be able to do that. Okay, let's just zoom a little bit over here. This guy's going to try and murder me with throwing axes. That's not really going to work, sir, because I actually have a decent amount of two-handed skill now. As you can quite clearly tell, I was able to cut him down in 2 attacks instead of the previous amount of attacks, which was numbering, well, shall we say numbering in the 1,000. I literally said numbering for some reason, but there you go. That is pretty amazing that we were able to kill these guys pretty easily. Well, quite like that. Anyway, let's zoom ahead. Oh, hello there. Oh, I should have attacked this guy, to be honest, with a thrown weapon. He was just basically standing there. I like the new AI. I'm not entirely sure if the mod has changed how the AI reacts, but you can see here, look at this. This guy was basically just standing here doing nothing, and we were able to get the drop on him. And personally, I think that's exactly how it should be. There should not be a situation where the enemy is going to know 100% that I am behind that wall if they haven't first seen me or anything like that. So I'm pretty pleased that maybe the developers of the mod have done something in that regard. I don't know whether that's the case or not. Or maybe that's something that the Bannerlord developers have done. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, we'll just put it down to whatever. Maybe the mod. I think probably the mod. Anyway, I'm going to go for the duel here. Because I personally find duels to be... Well, I was going to say I find them to be quite fun, because they can be very close, but apparently this guy literally just wanted to fall down and go to sleep. And he is going to have a lot of time to sleep now, because he's dead. But yes, hopefully we're going to be picking up some decent stuff. Yeah, this is actually more than decent. Very nice stuff indeed. No, I don't think this is any good. No, not at all. I'm going to be taking it though for wonderful selling. And yeah, so basically what I've been doing is just running around trying to recruit as many units as possible. Now that we've done this task, I think the units should be refreshed a little bit. Let's continue to move on though. I think I'm going to go up the left side here along the coast. I think that might make sense. Oh, owner of Blackhaven. I might actually get this. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Apparently they really do not like me now for some unknown reason. I mean, this guy really doesn't like me, but I'm gonna spend 60 relation to try and get my relation up with him. As you can see, we increase our relation by 24, which I think is pretty decent. And he is gonna get it anyway, but generally I wanted to try and improve my own skills. Oh wow, no one comes here. This is fantastic. No one comes here to do the recruiting from these villages. And look at that, they actually need manual laborers. How many do you need, sir? 16 of them. Okay, sure, I can try and do that. It's highly unlikely that I'm going to be able to, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a good go. And what do we have here? Art of the Trade. Okay, I'm not a big fan of that. And then we basically have nothing going on here. Okay, so if we find any traveling bandits, then obviously I'm just going to go in and auto-resolve against them as soon as possible. Try and get that done and out of the way, because it is going to give us a lot of money. And even though we are swimming in money right now, that is not always going to remain the case, because obviously as I continue to recruit units, continue to level them up and everything, it's going to make so much more sense for me to have a decent nest egg, so that if, you know, if I'm running around with 120 high tier units, I'm actually going to have enough money to be able to do that. So yeah. Oh, I failed the quest because they noticed. Oh. Oh, well, there's the deserter party. I'm just going to go and attack them straight away right now. Why not? Okay, yeah, I'm going to attack them because I can now take them... I don't think I'm actually going to be able to put them into the quest. You know what I mean? I can't have them contribute to the completion of the quest, because they are Westerlands units rather than bandits, and I don't think you can actually do that. I'm going to try it nevertheless, because I kind of want to get this done, but I don't think it is going to allow me to do it. Let me see. No, they're not going to allow me to do that. Okay, I'm not actually going to be handing any of these guys in, because I generally want to do that all at once, just to make sure that I have enough in the moment. So, yeah, okay, well, let's move on, let's move on. We did get a little bit of experience for that, so I suppose that's decent. Level everyone up there, and we are now going to hopefully be maxing out our army at Hornvale, hopefully. And then, oh, okay, apparently no. Apparently not Hornvale. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is, hello there. I'm going to try and pick off as many enemy vassals as I can get my hands on, because if there are enemy vassals nearby to me, that's free experience, as long as we are not attacking them when they are a part of a very large and very powerful army. As long as they're not a part of that, we should be perfectly fine. It is just a case of, oh, let's just make sure that we're okay. Oh, wow, I have a lot of cavalry. I have 36 cavalry. Okay, I had no idea that I had such a significant number, but apparently we do. Okay, so I'm just going to send my guys in right here. Apparently my guys are literally just so incredibly very confident. I mean, I did tell them to charge, so I suppose, you know, they should probably be pretty confident. Hello there. Murder him. Oh, never mind. Okay, apparently murder is off the table. It is off the menu for today for that fellow. But these guys, they have it surely on the menu. I'm getting shot in the face, but that's not going to deter me, thank you. Let's murder him, and maybe we can take out these guys as well. I'd like to try and earn as much two-handed weapon experience as possible. Nice, I took a massive amount of damage from this guy, because he's wielding a very nice polearm, gotta say that. Ooh, that was a Dornish Viper, no less. Kinda cool to see one of those. I haven't seen any of the Dornish units yet. They are pretty damaging. I gotta admit that. They are very, very damaging. You can see that. That guy completely, almost basically one-shot me pretty much. He did like, what? I think 60, 70% damage to me. Pretty amazing. Anyway, we're just gonna continue letting people go. We got a bunch of prisoners as well. Probably going to be selling those at the nearby ransom broker if we can. But I still need those bandits. I think I have about 9 or so, don't I? Let me actually just take a quick look here. How many do I actually have? Ironborn. Yes, I have 9. Do I have any others? No, doesn't seem like it. Okay, yeah, so I basically just took that guy's... I just took that guy's army prisoner. Okay, so we're just going to... wait a minute. Oh, that's okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not trusting you an inch. Okay, let's do it. I actually wish that he would have surrendered there with the option that I gave him, because if he does that, then every single one of them is actually going to join us, which would be the easiest thing for me, at least. But unfortunately, if they don't go with the option that you give them, then they're just going to do it the old-fashioned way, and that's obviously not something that we really want. This guy is actually following me, if you can believe that. This guy's following me right here. Look at that. I'm really surprised that he's deciding to do that. I really don't know why, but if he wants to, then that is, of course, his decision. Okay, there we go. Yeah, unfortunately, still not. Ah, there we go. We have enough now. So we can go back to the village. And you can see here that in the short time that I've been playing so far, I have spent about 7,000 gold. Yeah, that's kind of the reason why I am sort of prioritizing these kinds of tasks where we can potentially get a decent amount of money. And let's hope that I can get a good amount of money for this. Yeah, 16. That's exactly what he wants, right? Yeah, look at that. 7,600, and that's exactly what I've spent so far. But we also gained relation, we gained experience because we did some battling, and a number of other reasons, blah blah blah, you know, all that stuff. Anyway, let's just try to recruit some more people there. Yeah, these guys are very expensive as well. You can see that very clearly. These cavalry units, they are very expensive to recruit initially and to keep in your army, of course. Anyway, let's have a look here. You deal 40% more damage with throwing weapons against shields. Probably not that, or maybe that. Yeah, you know what? Let's go for shield breaker. And you can deflect arrows with two-handed swords by blocking. This is arrow deflection for two-handed. I guess we'll do that. And then we also have our charm skill here as well. Town Governor has a 10% chance to get one relation with a random notable per day while continuous projects are active. Oh yeah. Okay, so someone mentioned, you obviously did not see the previous series, because I mentioned this, I think, in pretty much every series so far. Since I realized this, at least I think this is the way it is, because it seems like whenever I have one of these governor perks, it actually does affect me. So now, the way that I've understood it is that when you take a governor perk, as long as there are no other governors within the town, so for example, let's say that I had control over Harran Hall or something like that, and let's say I installed a companion or one of my clan members to become the governor there, that would then mean that that person, that NPC, needs to have this particular perk, whichever it may be, to be able to affect the town itself. But when the player character has a governor-related perk, as far as I can tell, it does give you the benefit as long as you are the sole owner. So if you don't delegate the governor, you know, rights or whatever to someone else, it is going to affect the town, which is, in my opinion, very cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for effort for the people, because this has a 10% chance to get one relation with a random notable per day while continuous projects are active. I personally think that that is a very, very considerable benefit, and I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm thinking we're probably going to level up charm skill a little bit more, maybe. I actually have no idea what to go for. Maybe more throwing skill. I don't know. I think throwing skill is super fun, so let's just continue to do that. I need to get some better thrown weapons, to be honest. I think better thrown weapons would definitely improve my experience with them, because at the moment I'm using such... well, yeah, I mean, I don't want to be too harsh about it, but they're kind of garbage. I'm using cracked horseman javelins, as you can quite clearly tell. Okay, let's have a look. Is there anything better for me? Oh, hooked javelins. Okay, these things, they know what's up. So yeah, we are going to be taking both hooked javelins. They are quite heavy, so they're going to weigh me down a little bit, but because of my new armor that has very little weight to it, I should be able to have enough, shall we say, capacity for that. At least I hope so. Alright, that is pretty good. Gonna spend 10,000 here. I think that might be a bit too much. That might be a bit too much, but we're gonna get that back a little bit by selling some loot. Gonna get 7,000 back from that, which is not too bad. And now what we're gonna do, oh yes, now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna level up our forces real quick, and then we're gonna make our way over to Nightsong Castle if it hasn't already been taken, because I'm pretty sure it will get taken quite soon. It seems to be a pretty well, I don't want to say weak fief, but it's not exactly the most well-defended one, but that has probably changed. Let's face it, it's probably changed by now, right? Yeah, probably has. Oh, Vermina is here. I wouldn't mind actually attacking her, if at all possible. There are so many vassals in the area, you've got to be super careful as well. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Okay, yeah, this is looking pretty fun. This is 115 against 80. If we can get a good amount of kills here, this will allow most of my units to level up and to power themselves up for the upcoming siege. And I would love to be able to participate in a siege. I think that is going to be so fun. All right, let's have a look here. 300 yards or meters away. Let's have a look and see whether they're going to make their way towards us. It seems like they are, actually. Kind of interesting. Sometimes the AI doesn't really like to be that aggressive, and they prefer to be much more cautious. Oh, look at him. Look at what's going on here. Look at that. They're actually deciding to come out. That's amazing. Okay, so we've got a bunch of archers as well. Let's tell them to go into loose formation, tell our infantry to charge as well. Let's see if I can get myself in here a little bit. See if I can do some damage. Oh, it seems like the enemy is not even bothering to move their infantry or archers close by, which is actually terrible. That is a very big mistake on their part. I actually wouldn't have expected them to do that. Gonna tell my infantry to move back into a formation here, because I really do not want the enemy to be able to scatter us, and that's exactly what was happening. I don't know whether you noticed that, but our infantry were basically running in every single direction, and that is going to make a huge difference to the overall strength that we are going to show. Anyway, I'm going to move my forces ahead here. Maybe I can do some damage to this. Wow, okay, fine. Maybe I was hopeful that I could do damage to this guy, but apparently he is an absolute beast. A Veil House Guard. Yeah, I can kind of see why that guy would be pretty damaging, to be honest. Okay, well, we should be fine. I'm going to get out my hooked javelins. This is the first time I'm using them. Let's see if we can actually kill this guy. Ah, really? Oh well, I got 6 skill points for just hitting his shield. I mean, you can imagine how much I would have gotten for actually killing him with that, but oh well, never mind. I mean, it happens, you know, it happens. I can just be thankful that I did not actually die in that fight, because if I did, then that would have been pretty... well, it would have been awful. It would have been very bad. Anyway, let's go to the nearby town real fast, just so that I can potentially sell all of the loot that we just gained. Where is the nearest town? Castamere, really? No, Summer Hall. Summer Hall is the closest. That's great. Let's go over there real fast. And yes, we were able to make it there, no problem at all. Okay, let's sell all the prisoners. That's going to give me some roguery skill, kind of pointless. Oh yeah, okay, so I think the developers of the mod actually did comment. They did comment on one of the previous episodes, and they wanted to say that the economy is not yet done, obviously, and there is also an optional patch that you can download for the mod that adds an economy of sorts. In other words, it adds banking, basically. It adds banking. I'm not entirely sure what it's all about, and I'm not knowledgeable enough about it to confidently comment on what is included, but you can check it out on the download page if you want to. But if it works anything like the banking systems in the Warband mods, then I think that's pretty cool, because those things definitely made a pretty huge difference in how much money you were able to make. So yeah, that's pretty nice to see. Anyway, unfortunately not going to be able to do anything here. I wouldn't mind getting like something a little bit better here, and I can always just trade a little bit of loot for it Potentially. I guess I could get this helmet. I mean, it doesn't look as cool, unfortunately. It really does not look as cool at all. But it is going to allow me to get rid of some of my loot, which I think is pretty nice. And we did already gain 6,600 from the prisoner's ransom, so I guess that's kind of okay, right? And we also got some decent experience. I mean, look at that, 42 units leveled up just from that one fight. That's kind of crazy. So anyway, let's have a look. Yeah, they're still the same. They still have the same amount of units in Nightsong Castle. I'm super pleased about this. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're actually building stuff super, super quickly. All right. Okay, we're going to have to be really, really fast here. Yes, okay. Whew. That was really, really close. Okay, so engineering skill has leveled up to 24 already, which is really nice. But we also have the ability now to have our battering ram and siege tower be in place. Now I'm gonna go in here. I have no idea what kind of layout the keep is going to have. It might be a default Bannerlord siege, because the mod developers have commented as well, where they've said that a lot of the scenes are still basically native, and that's absolutely fine. I mean, scenes are extremely intensive in the amount of work that you'd have to do, but wow, I literally just almost died. Well, that's kind of harsh, but hopefully I'm going to be able to get some kills with this. Nice. Oh, nice. We actually hit that guy. Oh, we hit him again. Oh, he's dead. That was fantastic. That was really, really nice. Okay, can I get some more? Ah, he hit me. There we go. Hit him and take that guy down a little bit. Ooh, I think I'm gonna die. Yeah, I think I'm gonna die, but I did level up my throwing skill a little bit. I'm gonna try and increase the speed of the game a little bit. You can see here that a lot of my forces are doing some massive work right here as well, but unfortunately it looks as though I'm probably going to perish by the end of this, or should we say, just in a minute. Probably just in a minute, because these kinds of bottleneck situations, I usually take a massive amount of damage unless my units are able to get by here super fast, and it seems like they're actually doing pretty well. Yeah, they're actually doing pretty well, so kind of happy about that. Seems like the cloaks are having a little bit of a graphical error whenever there's a lot of snow. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Are we covered in snow right here? Or is this kind of like a reflective... Yeah, this is kind of... No, never mind. This is kind of like a reflective sort of graphical effect of some kind. Oh, yeah, as you can see, there's also shadows on the... Yeah, okay, that's kind of weird. Oh well, never mind. We are basically done. Yes, we are. We are very much done. And bear in mind, once again, the only reason why I was crashing in the first episode of this series was because of diplomacy. So now that diplomacy is not actually installed, I don't have the ability to claim the first fief that I take, basically. So we now have to pretty much just put every single bit of faith in, well, the other people, basically. The other people in your faction, and just hope that they like you a little bit. And hopefully that's going to work out quite nicely. I'm going to take all Westerlands units once again. Western Scouts are fantastic, and I don't think I want to take anything else. I will take the prisoners, though, of course. Alright, so let's take all the loot, and then we can just wait here for some time. Okay, so I'm going to show mercy, of course, and as you can see, no claim dialogue came up, so now it is a case of who's going to get it? Is it going to be me? It is me! Okay, I'm kind of surprised. Alright, I'm going to vote for someone else. I'm going to vote for this guy. I'm going to do 60 relation with him because I don't want to mistakenly give it to him again like I did last time. And there we go. So now we have a castle, which is kind of fun. And I do need to go into the improved garrison right here. Okay, so Nightsong Castle, let's just do some recruiting. I'm just gonna... Should I max them out? No, you know what? That's a bit too much. Let's do 200. I was thinking to myself, do we really want to hold back here? Because this is our only fief. We kind of have to be a little cautious. I'm going to put 10k in here as well. Bonus to taxes, I guess, is actually kind of useful. And we're basically just going to click on every single improvement that we can. And the loyalty is amazing as well, as you can see right there. That's kind of cool. All right, let's wait here for some time. And hopefully my HP will be back to fighting strength in no time at all. And then we'll hopefully not have any enemies attempting to besiege this. Although actually, you know what? I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of a siege defense, but maybe once I have a couple of units in the garrison, that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Duskendale has now been taken. Okay, let's have a look then. What? They offer you peace? Why do they care if I'm... What? Why are they asking me if I care about that? I have no idea, but okay, yeah, I guess we're going to make peace. And we're going to spend... I'm going to spend 150 relation... Actually, not relation. Influence. And what? We're paying them. We're paying 2,600? That is absolutely useless. That is the worst deal in the history of, well, this playthrough. Well, because, you know, there are worse deals. Yes, there are certainly worse deals. Anyway, we've made peace with the Riverlands now, which is super strange. And we can vote for the owner of Duskendale now as well. Okay, so we can vote for any one of these guys. I don't really care, actually. So I'm just going to vote for this fellow once again, get a little bit more relation with him. And yeah, so that's a very strange thing. I have no idea why they would decide to do that. We are receiving a massive amount of tribute from the Reach, so that might be the reason why Tywin did not care one bit about the Riverlands. And also, he probably has a massive amount of cash as it is. I mean, as we know, he's a very, very wealthy man, so, he probably doesn't care about 3,000, but someone like me, well, yeah, you're probably going to care a little bit about the small change, I guess. Anyway, we've now made peace with them. So, what does that mean for us? That might actually mean some good things. Yeah, I think it does, actually, because that means that the enemy is quite a bit further away. You can see Duskendale has been taken, and most of the fiefs in the area are now friendly or neutral, so we don't really need to worry about that. The only thing that we do have to worry about is Blackhaven. That was taken back, so does that mean that the garrison is weak? Because if it is, that means I can go there and I can do something. Oh yes, we might be able to. Alright, melee usage, I don't care about that. Yeah, we're going to deal 40% more damage against horses. That sounds okay. Charm skill, clan members gain 10% more influence. Now I'm going to do 20% more influence from personal actions. And medicine skill, medicine recovery chance applies to enemies too. Decreases wounded party speed penalty. I'm going to go for that one. Because if I have to run away, I would like to be able to run away at the fastest possible pace, basically. So that's what we're going to try and do. And I'm going to put a focus point in Charm and then another point into Control. Because I would like to be able to continue leveling up my thrown weapons as fast as possible. Okay, so yeah, there's only 166 in here. I should be able to take this, right? I should be able to take this. I mean, it might be a little bit difficult. Maybe? Is it? Oh, someone's actually already besieging this. Oh, you. Gregor. Gregor's doing it. Oh, okay, fine. Should I even bother? I don't know. It's kind of sad, to be fair. It's kind of sad because it would have been very, very cool to... What? He didn't build anything? Okay, he didn't build any siege equipment at all. That's going to be maybe a little bit questionable, but he has a lot of... well, he has a lot of troops, so I suppose he doesn't really care. Oh no, he did build stuff. Never mind. I just didn't see him do that. Okay, well, whatever the case, I'm just going to zoom over here. And then we're just going to wait for the battering ram to arrive. Going to go into a two-handed stance. This should be very easy, shouldn't it? Yeah, this should be really, really easy. We are taking a lot of damage, though. You can see how many casualties we're receiving. It's kind of a bit insane. Okay, there we go. I was able to... Did I just glitch through those guys again? I think I might have done that by complete accident. But oh well, never mind. I guess we do get a chance to get a little bit stuck in, because otherwise I would basically just be stuck behind those enemy units over there by the gate for however long. So yeah, that would probably not be too good. Ooh, that was a close one. I really want to level up my thrown weapons a little bit more. I remember the Berserker series. I had an exceptional amount of thrown weapon skill, and it was one of the most fun things that you can use. It really is super, super fun. If you have not made a thrown weapon character, highly recommend it. It really is. It is so, so fun. It's really, really good. Yeah, later on, one of the perks that you can get basically turns your javelins into what could technically be considered as a hand ballista. It's basically a hand ballista where any javelin that you throw can penetrate enemy shields. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So if you haven't seen the Berserker series, then you know what I'm talking about now. But if you have, then thank you, because I appreciate that. Oh yes, I do. Anyway, there we go. Massive amount of renown for something that, considering I basically did nothing here, which is kind of crazy. Oh, and look at that. He actually gave me some decent relation as well. Kind of cool. All right, so we're going to just go for Lannister, Westerlands, Western units as much as possible. Just going to try and rescue those. And we'll leave the rest. We have some very high tier units coming in now as well. Pretty cool. And we are at a town, so I should be able to sell these very fast. So I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, there we go. And yeah, we've got some other stuff here. Nothing really to write home about, so we can basically just continue onward. And now that we are at Blackhaven, I wonder who it's going to go to. I really do. I wonder who this is going to go to. 15,000 in the marketplace. I can sell that for 15,000. We're only going to lose about 1,000 gold, which I really don't mind about too much. And we're just going to wait here for some time, because I'd like to see who the voting actually comes down to. I don't have a huge amount of influence, so even if it does come down to me and a bunch of others, it's highly unlikely I'm going to be able to influence it that much. It is me. I mean, I am on here, but as you can see, it really does not. It doesn't really bode well. I'm going to vote for this guy because we need to get relation with him instead, so I'm just going to try and gain more relation with him for the moment, even though he's obviously not going to be the one that will win the vote at all. He's not even going to be close to doing that, but you know, sometimes you just have to side with a couple of other people just to make sure that they know exactly where you stand and that you are generally a two-faced idiot. That's what you know, Elias is. He likes to talk to everyone. He likes to talk to everyone, and he likes to go, "Hello there. Would you like some wine?" And then he goes to their enemy and is like, "Oh, hello there. Would you like some wine?" Yeah, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, generally, obviously, that's a bit of an exaggeration because that's not exactly what we're doing, but I generally want to make sure that a lot of people like us. That's basically all I want to try and do, and that's pretty much it. Oh, hilarious that they're giving me the improved garrison tutorial now, even though I've already set up my stuff. That's kind of funny. Oh, wait a minute. He's actually done something. He's actually done something. The North has declared war on the Westerlands. I can't believe it. I thought to myself, these guys are never going to declare war, and someone in the comment section actually confirmed that their game of this mod did not go anywhere with the North. You literally had to use console to tell the North to declare war, to declare war against someone. And I thought to myself, oh wow, okay, that's pretty significant, right? That's pretty significant. So it must be, you know, something to do with the North having some weird thing going on with it. But they have now just done it, which is amazing. So I'm not entirely sure what that means. Does that mean that the Westerlands has to make peace with the Riverlands before the North can step in? Maybe there's something going on with that. Maybe the Riverlands prevents the North from declaring war or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but let's have a look at the combat strength of the Westerlands. We are at 20,000, the North has 17,600, and it appears as though we'll be going against our former allies and indeed House Mormont as well. We'll see how it goes. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.